Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Haxenhunt. I have been MIA for freaking forever. But that being said, I have not been not shooting bows and doing some archery stuff. So, that being said, this is my RX7 Ultra that I bought almost a year ago now. So I've had it, it's beat up, put it through the ringer, used it, abused it, and tried to figure out what I can share with you guys on what I've learned of the Hoyt RX7 long-term review. There's a few things that I've kind of realized that I like, I don't like, I want to share. So if you guys want to see what I think and have thought about the RX7 Ultra as the long-term review, now knowing that Hoyt is re-releasing this for 2023, this is the 2023 bow, right? Obviously, this one was purchased 2022, but I'm super excited to share with you guys everything I've learned about this. If you want to know more, then go ahead and stay tuned. Okie dokie, first things first, even with a full quiver with 7 arrows on my tight spot quiver, fully set up, there's no rear back bar or anything. The balance of this bow is honestly, like, that's literally in my hand. There's a little bit of weight here towards the quiver, but not like it doesn't want to totally tip over. And it's, I mean, this is a heavy setup. We've got an 11-inch stabilizer that's not super light. We've got 7 arrows. We've got the Garmin Zero sight, literally almost as heavy as you can make this thing, and it's still not that bad. I've been shooting it with this sight for the last little bit, just kind of testing it and trying to see how I like going with a digital sight. Anyway, that's not what this review is about. But that's one of the best things I've noticed is the balance of the bow in your hand at full draw, holding onto the target. I feel like your pin totally just settles. But that being said, it was like I tuned it myself and everything was shooting good. I originally had this QAD Hoyt Integrate rest on it, and I really like that rest, but I wanted to try the Epsilon, and I've enjoyed this, so I just kind of kept it. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to was I got it tuned, it was shooting good, but it just, when I threw on my sight, when I was running this dialed archery sight, it kind of wasn't, my windage, there wasn't enough. And the bow was blocking half the view of my sight. It still does with this side. It did with my option archery sight. It did with a few other sights that I just threw on it, just messing around and trying to figure out what was going on. Anyway, I talked to a buddy of mine. His name's Craig Temple. Knows and tunes a lot with bows, and just was like, hey, dude, you're running the same bow, same setup. What have you done? And apparently, so I bought the HBX spacing spacer kit just to kind of adjust my axles, and so changing up my spacers on my cams on those axles helped a little bit. I'm still, I mean, my expert level as far as tuning goes is like very minimum. I only tune and mess with really my own bows and some buddies and stuff, so I don't have a ton of experience in tuning. So I talked with one of my buddies that does his own bow shop, Haxen, and was like, hey dude, I need to get this thing dialed because it's just not really tuning. A lot of people have had super good luck tuning. I just haven't had the best of luck tuning it. Right now it is tuned, but my center shot isn't where I want it to be. I still want to bring my center shot out just a little bit, just to give that extra space for my sight to clear the riser a little bit, and I just feel like overall it shows a better picture at full draw. Anyway, let's go over the draw cycle. We'll draw this thing back. And I know I've reviewed this, but now having this kind of settled in, being my bow of choice, let's go ahead and draw this sucker back. Staying there at my target behind the camera. So it is sitting at 82 pounds. And it is one of, I like the draw cycle. Some people haven't liked it, but I feel like it is one of the smoothest as far as very consistent through the beginning, the center, and the end of the pole when it just tanks down into the valley. It doesn't drop like super hard into the valley. I feel like it lets up just enough, and I have it set up at, I believe, 80%. No, it's a lot. 85% let off. And it just, like, you feel when it's coming, and then it just slowly sets in. Usually I do have some bows that I've drawn back and it's, you know, a full solid good pull all the way, and it hits the valley and just kind of dumps in, which, you know, some people don't really care about that. That's something that is kind of important to me, so that way I know when I am in a hunting situation coming to full draw on an animal that's, you know, within 20 yards looking at you, just kind of the close situation, close scenario. I want to be able to draw back and have that as smooth as possible. So then again, I'll show you guys. So, you know, say there's a deer 20 yards in front of me, and, you know, I'm sitting here, he pops up from behind a tree, smooth draw, doesn't drop into it, doesn't cause me to shake. I can come to anchor real quick and let the arrow fling. The string angle on this Ultra has been absolutely good. Like, it's killer. I do still have my 31 inch axle RX1 that when I shoot that, I do notice a difference with that string angle. The RX7 Ultra just kind of gives that little bit, the next level to the comfort zone. I'm not going to say that this is the fastest bow. I'm not going to say this is the best bow by any means. But for me and everything I do, it has been one of the most comfortable bows. And the shot, like the vibration of the shot, it's so funny. I'll take my RX1 and then my RX7 Ultra out to the range and be shooting them, and I'll shoot my RX7 and it's literally like butter. Like, I shoot, there's no vibration, there's no jump forward, there's no zing to it whatsoever. Like, it's literally dead in your hand. And when I say dead in your hand, it truly is, especially for a Hoyt, because Hoyt's had a little bit of extra vibration. Anyway, then I grab my RX1, you know, shoot that old trusty. Like, that thing I feel like that thing I can still shoot better than any other bow I've owned. But the RX1 literally feels like a bomb goes off in my hand. It's literally, like, it just hand vibration, jump forward, the whole shebang. But I love that bow because I can shoot it so well, because I shot that thing for 3-4 years straight, only that bow. And I feel like I know that bow better than any other ones. You know, switching to a new one every year kind of gets, I got to get in a flow with each bow. So I'm beginning to get in my flow with the RX7 Ultra, trying to shoot it more and more, and have absolutely enjoyed it, especially on the range. It's just such a comfortable bow, so I can just keep shooting non-stop. Even being at 82 pounds, I don't feel worn out. My RX1, I can shoot a bunch. Once I hit, you know, 5 sets of 10, so 50 arrows, or sorry, 10 sets of 5. I don't shoot 5, yeah. 10 sets of 5 arrow groups. I do feel like a little bit more fatigued just due to it not being as smooth of a draw cycle. It kind of shakes my hand, a little vibration, a little bit of kickback there. But anyway, that's kind of just the shooting process of the RX7 Ultra that I have experienced over the last year. Hunting, I've taken this out, let's see, on a few deer hunts, on an elk hunt, and rabbit hunting, just, you know, random little hunts. And I really do enjoy it due to the weight. The RX7 is a very weight friendly bow. It does not weigh very much, as well as it's pretty, I mean, solid, robust. I don't feel like I have to worry about it when it's strapped to the back of my backpack. I was just assessing the bow, and I'll have to show you guys up close, but I do use my bows. Like when I'm out hunting, I do take care of them, but I do use them. And there's, I mean, scratches, chunks coming off, and it's due to the hard use I do put it through, not from being a bad product by any means. And so it has held up in rain, snow, mud, rocks, dirt, trees. I feel like I have been putting it through quite a bit, which kind of just shows how good of a bow it really is. There's a couple little dings, and that's just from me, but everything else, cams are straight. String really has not stretched from what I've noticed at all. It's still in good timing, and I haven't changed the timing at all on it. Once the string was tuned and everything, it has stayed pretty tuned. The only issue I've had is with the center shot, just trying to switch up the cam spacers. What else is there? The Picatinny rail mount has been pretty freaking sweet. Same with for the sight as well as the rest. Right now the rest or the sight is not utilizing that that I have on right now for my setup. But this is my bow of choice. This is going to be the bow that I shoot for my once in a lifetime bison archery tag. So I have a Utah Henry Mountain bison archery tag come January 2023. So I wanted a few things. A super reliable bow. Obviously this thing has been just a block of steel as reliability goes. But I wanted something that was light. This Carbon RX7 Ultra is as light as it gets for being a 34-inch axle bow on the Hoyt lineup, as well as something that's not going to obtain that cold, frigid temperature that I'm going to experience mid-January at 11,000 feet elevation. So this carbon helps retain just the same temperature. It doesn't bring in that cold temperatures, which I have noticed quite a bit hunting a little bit on the Utah extended archery hunt for mule deer. I typically only hunt like August in Utah, which is like 100 degrees. So I haven't really had a chance to really test that until the last few weeks. Been out and been in the snow and everything, and the carbon really does make a big difference with that hand that is constantly just holding onto your bow, hiking around. That being said, again, this is going to be my not necessarily full setup. I'm going to change up my sight, maybe mess around with different stabilizer options. I'll probably keep this Hamskea Epsilon rest on it for the bison hunt. I will use this 7 arrow quiver from Tight Spot due to it holding 7 arrows, because who knows? I don't know how many arrows I'm going to need to kill a bison. And for my arrow setup, I'm going to be shooting these Vector ZMR arrows. Absolutely killer setup. It is weighing in at about 508 grains. We got 100 grain field point with, I believe, 55 grain outsert, 4mm shaft, 4 fletched AAE hybrid vanes. That has been an absolute shooter right there. This Vector Arrow Company has been such a breeze to work with. What's so awesome is you send them in your specs on what you need for your bow. So here's an example. So I said I'm going to shoot 100 grain point. I got a 29.5 inch draw length at 80 pounds. And I want 4 fletch. Okay, so those are the 4 things that I send them. Then they put it in their system and give you exactly what you need. So carbon is going to be 28.5 inches long, 250 grain insert, 54 FOC, or C, sorry. Answer is 54 grains, not 250. I am totally misreading that. And then my FOC is going to be looking at 11.4, and then total arrow weight 508. So they literally set it up to how you should be shooting an arrow out of your bow with what setup you have, which makes it a lot easier for a lot of people that don't tune and mess with arrows themselves. Anyway, so working with them, killer. Check them out, vectorarrows.com. That being said, guys, I am still continuing to sell these flags behind me to be able to give away 2 bows. One to whoever enters in, as well as to a veteran or first responder or somebody that has made an impact in your life. So that way, you know, if you wanted an RX7 and your buddy wants an RX7, you buy one for yourself, and I buy it for you, fully custom setup, whatever way you want. You know, choose your colors and everything, and then your buddy will also receive whatever bow he would like. I will match, you know, I will pay for 2 bows, as well as $5,000 to donate to a cause that helps veterans. There's a few out there, Wishes for Warriors, Nodens Outdoors, people that put together these projects to take veterans and people, you know, that might have been hurt in, you know, serving us. And I want to be able to give back and allow you guys the chance to be able to give back as well. So I'll be donating $5,000 and giving away 2 bows. Just head over to my website, haxenhunt.com, and I'll put the link in the description. Purchase a flag. They have originally been $100 to raise money for this cause. I am now, for the end of this year, dropping that price 50%, so $50 for a flag. So $50 is going to get you entered in, and max amount of entries are going to be maxed out at 500 entries for this giveaway. I know I've sold roughly about 200, so there's like 300 left. So get in on that as soon as you can. Let's get this giveaway wrapped up and be able to give 2 bows away. I would love to get it wrapped up before Christmas this year, because then I can give somebody a call on Christmas Day, say, hey, look, you just won a bow for yourself, a bow for a buddy, and you know, somebody that's served you in your life some way, shape, or form, as well as you get to help me donate $5,000 to an organization that helps our veterans that have served our country. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Haxen Hunt. My quick long-term review of my RX7 Ultra is shared right here, and I appreciate you guys' support. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell me what you want to see more of on my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, just posting some reels and stuff of day-to-day stuff that I do. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.